All right, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to Wealth Hacker TV, and also welcome to a first. This is the first ever Wealth Hacker podcast. That's right, you get to witness and be a part of numero uno, number one. So the Wealth Hacker podcast is something I've been needing to get off the ground for quite some time, and just really allows me to share more about what the Wealth Hacker concept is all about. So that's what we talk about in episode number one. What is the Wealth Hacker? What is it all about? And you get to find out what the Wealth Hacker code is. Let's find out what that is right now. Welcome to the first Wealth Hacker podcast. This is a long time coming. For those that have been following me on YouTube, follow me from my other blog, Good Financial Sense, I'm excited to get this project kicked off. Wealth Hacker has been a passion project of mine. The thing has been on my brain for years now, and to finally get it unleashed, which primarily has existed on YouTube for the last year and a half now. So excited to get this in the podcast world. And I know for many of you that are familiar with my work and what I've done in my career as a financial planner, the stuff I've done online, Wealth Hacker is a new brand. Many have kind of asked, like, what's this all about? Like, what are you working on? Like, how's this different than what you have been doing? And what I just want to take some time today is explain a little bit about what a Wealth Hacker is and what the vision is. So first, actually, let me go ahead and reverse this. Let's start with the vision. So Wealth Hacker, I know a lot, for those that are in online marketing and in business, one of the common things you'll hear is when you're trying to define who your target client is or who your avatar is. I've given this a lot of thought, and the book that I read that by far changed my life, it's had the biggest impact on my life, is Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And when I read that book, I just remember I was so excited, like I was so energized and just ready to go out and conquer the world, except I had no idea where to go and where to start. That began a long but fun journey of trying out many things, trying out multi-level marketing, trying out real estate, trying out online business and other things kind of thrown in there, to finally getting to where I'm at today. So the whole idea about Wealth Hacker, like who my avatar is, like the person I'm trying to help, is that younger version of myself that has read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or has read 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss, or has read Crush It by Gary Vaynerchuk, or any other book that has inspired them to want something different. I want to show my younger version, the younger version of myself, I want to show them a faster way to achieve the financial success that I have. I want to show them how they can hack their wealth, because many people are, they subscribe to the whole idea of investing for the long term, which these are all great strategies. I'm not saying that this is bad, but what I am saying is that if you want to be different, if you want to live differently, then you've got to do something different. And for me, hacking my wealth, building my wealth much faster, becoming a millionaire, not when I'm 60 years old because I've been investing $200 a month into a mutual fund. It's because I've taken, I'm gonna say calculated risk, but I've taken a risk, I've taken chances. And because of that, I've been able to achieve that wealth status at a much accelerated pace. So that is what Wealth Hacker is all about. So it's for those that want to do something different so that they can live differently and achieve a level of wealth that is different than what many other people have or believe to be true. So that is just, that's why I'm so passionate about this, because it's, starting the initial blog, Good Financial Sense, the motivation, the inspiration was to help people make sense of their financial future, to give them information they need to take action and actually do something with their finances, whether that was opening a Roth IRA for the first time, buying life insurance for their family. And I that is still a passion of mine. But what the next elevated stage is, once again, wanting to show people how they can build wealth at a much younger age. And, it took me took me a while to figure that out. So if I can shave a few years, 5 years, 10 years off your wealth building journey, then my goodness, like that is just awesome. Because especially you start, well, actually I'll explain this as I go along. So that's the inspiration behind Wealth Hacker. But I feel like just to also give you some more context of, what does a wealth hacker do? What do they believe? What sort of ideas do they subscribe to? So if you go to Wealth Hacker Labs, you can check out, I have what's called the Wealth Hacker Code. And these are the core principles of what a wealth hacker is and what they believe and what they do. And so what I'm going to share with you right now is like, what are the 10 pieces that are encompassing the Wealth Hacker Code? So number one, if you haven't figured this out, you believe that there is a faster way to grow wealth. That, like I said, most people believe that you get rich slowly. You save a little bit, you put some money in the stock market, and over time, eventually, you will become a millionaire. You'll build wealth. You'll achieve financial independence, financial freedom. But wealth hackers, they think a little bit different. They believe there's a faster way to do it. Why do you have to wait till you're 60? Why do you have to wait until you're 50? Why can't you achieve that in your 30s? Why can't you achieve that in your 20s? I've ran into millennials that already have achieved, wealth status because, they are living like a wealth hacker. So you, as a wealth hacker, you believe that there's a faster way to grow wealth. The second thing is being what you understand that true wealth is not all about your bank account. It's not all about how much money you have. It's not all about the cars that you drive, the house that you live in. It's being wealthy is a lot more than that. That is having a family that is connected, and you do things together, and you hang out together, and you live life together. It's not just about having money and being quote unquote rich. There's a quote by Garth Brooks I absolutely love, and what he says is that having true wealth is whenever you have things that money can't buy. And that is what wealth is all about. So, like right now, I've had to keep myself in check as far as what is my motivation, inspiration right now for, growing a business and growing a business 10x where I'm at now, because I've already achieved multimillionaire status, but now it's more than that. Now we're talking about generational wealth. Making sure that not just my kids have money, but my kids' kids have money. But not just about the money. They also have the core experiences and the lessons that I have that showed them how they can achieve financial freedom and also impact others. So that's number two, just understanding that being wealthy is not just what's in your bank account. Number three is disrespecting the impossible. And for those that are watching this, you can read my t-shirt right now that says exactly this: disrespect the impossible. Chances are, if you look at the actual statistics, more people have a chance of being poor, being broke their financial lives. You've got student loan debt, you've got credit cards, and just a lack of understanding of investing. And many people think that just because of how they are raised, because of their upbringing, that there is no way that they can become a millionaire. There's no way they can actually achieve wealth status. And they just think it's impossible. And wealth hackers, we don't believe that. We disrespect the impossible. We believe that it can happen. We believe that just because you were raised broke and your parents were broken, you didn't have anything growing up, that you don't have any connections, that you don't know anybody that's wealthy. Just because those are your circumstances doesn't mean that you can't change that. Doesn't mean that you can't take action today and implement steps, habits, just implement different processes in your life to get to that wealth status. But it's all about disrespecting the impossible. Number four is you, as a wealth hacker, understand that your future is bigger than your past. And when I think about this quote, I always think about Napoleon Dynamite, Uncle Rico. If you've not seen that movie, hilarious movie. But in that, Uncle Rico is the guy who was a quarterback in high school, and now he's in his, I think, probably mid 40s, maybe early 50s, and all he can think about is how he was in high school and how he could have taken his team to state. And like, that's all he talks about is his past. And we realize as wealth hackers that our past is great. I mean, we need our past to learn from those and to make changes today so that we can have a bigger future. But we also recognize that we have greater things to accomplish. We have greater things to get done. And we are living towards a bigger future, or what I like to say, we are living towards our unrecognizable future. And our unrecognizable future is a future that we can't even see yet because we haven't opened all the doors yet. We haven't unlocked all the potential that we have, that we can't even see what our future really is, but we have a faith that if we keep making changes, we keep doing things that are bettering ourselves and investing in ourselves, that we will have all that we need to achieve wealth hacker status. All right, number 5. Wealth hackers believe that opportunities are abundant. What does that mean? So with opportunities, if you ever hear people that always complain that they can't get a job, that there's no way to make money, that their opportunities are scarce. I mean, let's just call it for what it is. I mean, that's just BS. I mean, there are so many different opportunities that allow you to increase your income, boost a side hustle, build wealth, that there, especially even with technology, I mean, it just makes it crazy, you know? So for me, you know, my wealth building journey has been primarily with blogging, online marketing, obviously building a financial planning, wealth management firm as well. You know, in the online space, you know, now I have courses and other things. Well, I mean, that's one way that you can build wealth. That's one opportunity. But, you know, there are people that are doing it with Amazon FBA. There are people who are doing it with day trading. They're doing it with real estate. They're doing it with cryptocurrency. They're doing it Facebook ads. There are so many different opportunities that it's actually funny. I was talking to a good friend of mine, also an entrepreneur, and we were just talking about, like, you know, he primarily has courses. He's been a speaker. He's now dabbling in Airbnb, you know, and with real estate. And we were just talking that we firmly believe that it's not a matter like if we can make money, it's just a matter of where are we going to make our money. You know, that we believe that if we actually choose something that we really want to do, like if I really, really wanted to do at Amazon FBA, like I firmly believe that I could eventually make money from it, be profitable. You know, it's just a belief that that's just the core of what a wealth hacker is. And once you have the experience and you understand how to delegate and outsource, like it's not a matter like how you're going to do it. It's just a matter of which one are you going to choose and actually dominate. Opportunities are abundant. Number 6, this is a big one, folks. There is no such thing as failure. And really, failure is only when you quit. And this was something I had to learn, I'll say the hard way, but I had so many different situations in my life where I would make choices that was starting a new business, investing into a stock, into a new business, into a partnership. Just so many different situations in my life where I thought I was doing the right thing and I was flat out wrong, like completely wrong. And I see a lot of people that have made similar situations or similar decisions, and because of that, they just beat themselves up. They don't give themselves any grace, any forgiveness, and they firmly believe that they basically equate those failed attempts as that is who they are. So because they failed at this, they are in turn a failure. And that is not the case. Wealth Hacker, we do not fail. What we do is we learn. That is our price of education. That is our tuition into trying new things. Not everything is going to work out. I have like so many different situations I can give you, but I remember one off the top of my head was, I think it was like a $7,000 or $8,000 investment into a business opportunity that I did nothing with. It was a complete waste of my time. I should have processed it more, should have ran it by my wife more, should have prayed about it more. I didn't. But I looked at that as like, man, that was a very expensive learning experience, but it wasn't a failure because I haven't got myself into a situation like that since. So yes, it was very expensive, but it didn't fail. It prevented me from making really, really bad decisions later on. Number 7, we wealth hackers believe that we are our greatest investment. I see so many people that are cautious, that they are worried, that they just stress out whenever they want to invest in themselves. And that could be, taking an online class or buying an online course or even buying books, paying for coaching or paying for consulting. And once they get to that point where they start looking at the money, how much it's going to cost, and they typically come up with the excuse that they can't afford it. And the reality is that now you don't go out and buy everything. Like there are, like prime example of the situation I just gave you, like, that was a bad investment. I was investing into myself, but I learned a valuable lesson from that. But I never thought I can't afford this, because basically what you're saying is you aren't worth it. You are saying that you are not worth it, and you are worth it. So obviously make sure that you understand what you're investing into, but any chance that you get to further your education, further your experience, or even accelerate your learning, accelerate your experiences through courses, consulting, mentorship, whatever that is, like pony up and make the investment, or otherwise cut out the crap that you're spending your money on, wasting your money on, that's not making you any money. There is no ROI on some of the crap that that you're wasting your money on each and every month. So find out what that is, and instead move that money, start investing into yourself. Number 8, leverage is a good thing. And I'm not saying that we're going to go out and, leverage and max out all our credit cards. Like I do know people that have done that, and I know people that have had success doing that. But I also know people that have failed miserably. But this is a different type of leverage. The leverage I'm talking about is leveraging other people's skills, leveraging other people's talents so that you can focus on what you do best. And you kind of go through this process of understanding where you excel and what your fulfillment zone is. So this is the zone where you are working in your swagger, you are doing what you love, you love it. It doesn't feel like work, you're crushing it, and the most important part, you're actually making money. And if you can stay there, the one way to stay there, because if you are a business owner, you understand that you can't always stay there because there are other things you got to do in your business to keep it afloat, to make money. But once you understand where you actually excel, where you actually enjoy spending your time, and you get paid to do it, then you can start outsourcing and delegating. And this could be virtual independent contractors. It doesn't have to be full-time employees. First contractor I ever hired was in the Philippines. She was helping out with images on my blog, and I was paying her, I think it was like $4 or $5 per hour. Thank you, Tim Ferriss, 4-Hour Workweek, for that recommendation. Like, that was a game changer for me because I was doing it all myself, and it allowed me to actually outsource and delegate for the first time, which now has allowed me to grow my team and just outsource and delegate fiercely. If there's stuff on my plate that I don't want to do, like, I find a way to get it off my plate and make sure it gets done. So finding a team member or finding out what I need to do, what process I need to implement so I don't have to do this anymore. Number 9, wealth hackers always trust but verify. There are so many different things that you can invest your money in. There are always opportunities that you'll come across. Then everything sounds good and everything sounds like it's amazing, and maybe it is, but you trust the information, but you also verify. So you do your research, you start asking questions, you start talking to other people, and you find out they have any experiences, just so that you don't get yourself in a situation you're going to regret. So you always have to ask those questions, like, consider the source, like, who is sharing this information with you? Or have they actually achieved any sort of success? Or, are they just trying to sell something to make a commission, to make some money? Are they an affiliate? Also ask yourself, like, why is this so good? Like, why is this so great? And why aren't more people doing it? Like, why am I the only one that knows about this situation? And then finally, is this really a game changer? Meaning that, is this something that's really going to change your life? Is this something that you can see yourself doing over the next 90 days, 6 months, 1 year, 3 years? Or is this something that you think you're going to get bored with, over the next month or two? Start asking yourself these questions. Otherwise, you're going to regret getting yourself into something that you never should have been in to begin with. All right. So the last one, is, and this is probably the part that I get most excited about, because wealth hackers also believe that we always give back. And there's many ways that you can look at this. That is giving back through mentorship. That is giving back through helping others achieve wealth hacker status like you have, by preventing them from making the same mistakes. A lot of the inspiration, motivation, why I'm doing, the podcast and doing the YouTube channel. But, for me, just as being a Christian and, just with tithing 10% and also giving above and beyond that, I have this belief that if I can create this community of other wealth hackers that subscribe to everything I've shared with you today, and they also abide by that principle that they're giving back. And I'm not asking everybody to, become a Christian and tithe. Like, obviously that would be awesome. That would be amazing. But maybe it's not just giving to a church, but it's giving to a charity, or it's giving to people that need the money. So if I can show people to achieve multi-millionaire status, if I can show 100 people, 1,000 people, 100,000 people to achieve millionaire status, and every single one of them is giving back 10% to something, to anything, just what an amazing impact that could have. That is the whole inspiration, motivation of why I'm doing this, why I'm excited about this. I mean, there's many different levels why I'm excited about this, but that one by far, it just kind of cements exactly why I'm doing this. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is what Wealth Hacker is all about. I'm excited about this. I'm excited about the journey. If you've not checked me out on YouTube yet, please do. You can find me at youtube.com/Wealth Hacker. You can also check out the site Wealth Hacker Labs. You can actually go there and download our Wealth Hacker Toolkit. Just got some great tools to kind of give you some mental exercises to identify what you need to rethink your wealth and get you on that journey of achieving wealth at a much faster, accelerated clip. All right, y'all. Hope you enjoyed this podcast. Until next time, this is Jeff Rose reminding you that it's your money, it's your life, and only you can make it awesome. Peace.